Hello Internet, welcome to Kill Your Darlings, and our review of the Netflix documentary Unknown Number, The High School Catfish. Running at an hour and 34 minutes, the film follows the investigation into anonymous messages sent to teenage couple Lauren Licari and Owen McKenney. What begins as typical teenage bullying provocations, phrases like, "Your boyfriend is going to break up with you," or "I'm going to sleep with your boyfriend," quickly escalates into sexually explicit messages, which I can't repeat here or YouTube might block the video. And here's one of the documentary's boldest choices. It shows the messages in full, unfiltered. Up to this point, it looks like just another toxic drama among teenagers with smartphones. But the situation changes when Lauren begins to receive messages encouraging her to her own life. At that moment, Sheriff Mike Main of Isabella County opens an official investigation. Soon, suspects emerge. Could it be Lauren sending the messages to herself? A classmate known for bullying trying to separate the couple? Or even Owen's unpopular cousin? But with few answers, in comes FBI liaison Bradley Peter, and along with him, something that had been missing until then, competence. Peter obtains a warrant to trace the IP addresses used to mask the sender's number, and, almost effortlessly, he reveals who the unknown messenger is. Kendra Licari, Lauren's own mother. This revelation happens about halfway through the documentary. The second half then follows the legal and social consequences faced by the aggressor, as well as the impact on the victims. But the question is this story interesting? Yes. Does it sustain a 94-minute documentary? No. In practice, it would fit perfectly as a 60-minute episode of an anthology about cybercrimes. In internet slang, the second half could have been an email or a DM. What really deserved more attention was Lauren's reaction when she discovered the aggressor's identity. The moment was captured on a police body cam. Kendra hugs her, but Lauren doesn't show disgust. On the contrary, she remains close to her mother the whole time. The body cam footage is another key storytelling device in the documentary. The viewer follows the scene through the same lens as the police officer. Ambient sound, breathing, the trembling of the camera. This gives a raw, almost journalistic weight to the revelation. It's a powerful language choice because it removes aesthetic mediation. No music, no slow motion, only the rawness of being there. The revelation that Kendra is the aggressor opens the door to an even more disturbing analysis than simple teenage catfishing. The collapse of family boundaries in the digital environment. If, as Michel Desmurger argues in his book Screen Damage, excessive screen consumption has weakened concentration, memory, and even the mental health of young people, Kendra's case shows that the problem is not limited to teenagers. The digital environment also corrupts adults, including those who should be protectors and mediators of risk. Kendra is not just the anonymous aggressor. She embodies the ultimate perversion of the digital space, using technology to manipulate, surveil, and wound her own daughter. If for teenagers, the cell phone already functions as an extension of social and emotional life, for Kendra, it becomes an instrument of power and psychological destruction. Michel Desmurger reminds us that the human brain, whether young or adult, is not prepared to handle the avalanche of digital stimuli and interactions, which increases impulsivity and reduces empathy. In this sense, Kendra may be less of an isolated monster and more of a distorted product of this same screen ecosystem. The teenagers in the documentary sound superficial, predictable for their age, but what is most shocking is to see adults like the parents, Superintendent Bill Chillman and Sheriff Mike Main equally lost, fumbling with shallow, ineffective responses. It took the arrival of the FBI to stop the attacks. The documentary, therefore, goes beyond portraying a cybercrime. It connects to Michel Desmurger's reflection that we are creating a generation, and in this case, even their own parents, vulnerable, anxious, and exposed to a digital environment that amplifies the worst of the human condition. Silicon Valley executives keep their children away from the very technologies they sell. Kendra is the opposite of that protection. Instead of shielding her daughter, she used technology to invade and destroy her privacy. This leads us to uncomfortable questions. Who, after all, controls what happens in the digital environment? And to what extent are parents prepared to guide their children if they themselves succumb to the same toxic labyrinth of screens and impulses? If you suffer bullying or are going through difficulties, seek help. You matter. And that was our review of Unknown Number, The High School Catfish. If you enjoyed it, disagreed, or just feel like sending offensive messages to the creators of this channel, leave your comment below. Until next time, and remember, never get too attached to your favorite cyberbully.